Hi guys! Welcome to Series English. My name is Antonia Ramacher and today we're going to talk about articles once again. So this is part 2 of my overview. In these two videos I tell you everything about articles, all the basic principles and rules. In part 1 I already told you about articles in general and the indefinite article e or en. In part 2, today we'll talk about the definite article and cases when we do not use any articles. So cases when we just skip the articles. So let's get cracking. And first we're going to cover the definite article. The. When do we use it? We use it when we talk about exact things, certain, understandable from the context, specific, or when we talk about things which are one of a kind. So, exact, certain, understandable, specific. We know which ones exactly. So in this particular situation, it is clear which object, which person, which thing we are talking about. So the example which I have already given you, I have a cat, the cat is very fluffy. You know what cat I'm talking about? It is my cat. The cat is very fluffy. Do you need proof? In this respect, we also talk about the sun, because it is one of a kind. There's just one sun. So about all planets and all stars which have names, we say the. However, the words themselves, a planet and a star, can be used with an indefinite article. So we can say the sun is a star. So it is one of many stars. It's a definition. And in this case, we should use an indefinite article, a star. But the sun, the light in the house or in the particular room, in your house. That's why the light. The sky, the sea, the ground, the environment, the country. The country in the meaning of the village. For example, I would like to move to the country one day. Would you? Moving on, we also say go to the bank. So we need this phrase. Because we can say a bank. Is there a bank near here? It is a very big bank. But go to the bank. Go to the post office. Go to the doctor. Go to the dentist. Go to the cinema. Go to the theater. And here, sometimes we do not mean the exact cinema or theater. We could mean any cinema or theater. But when we use this phrase, go to the cinema, we should say the with all these words. Do you have plans for today? Want to hang out? Let's go to the cinema. Let's go to the theater. Let's go to the post office. BTW, the is sometimes pronounced as the. Usually it happens when the following word starts with a vowel sound. That's why we say, for example, the apple. I've eaten an apple. The apple was really tasty. I would like some more of these. The apple, the exact apple which I have eaten. We also use the definite article with the radio, with the word radio. So we say the radio, but we say television without any articles. We can say the television, but in this case we mean the television set, the exact box. We also use the with nouns in singular in the general meaning. However, it doesn't sound right, but it can happen when we think about a type of an animal in general, or a type of a machine. Let's take a look at a couple of examples. The elephant is one of the biggest animals. I'm not talking about the exact elephant I see. Here, I say in general, the elephant. So I say elephants. I can say simply elephants are the biggest animals, but probably they aren't. Anyway, here it is possible to say the elephant in the meaning of all elephants together. So we use the plus a noun in singular, and the meaning is general. The elephant is one of the biggest animals. Who invented the computer? Not this very computer on my desk, but all computers. Generally, the computer. Who invented the computer? I can play the piano. Not one particular piano, but any. The meaning in general. A type of an instrument, animal, machine, and so on. As I have already pointed out, there can be used with adjectives alone, without nouns. In this case, it means a group of people. So, the young, I mean young people. The poor, I mean poor people, and so on. So, the young, the old, the elderly, the poor, the rich, the sick, the homeless, the unemployed, and so on. A sample sentence. In some countries, the rich pay higher taxes. What about your country? Or after an accident, we need to care for the injured. And finally, we're going to talk about nationalities. So we use there with the nationality, which ends in ch, sh, ch, sh. For example, the French, the English, and we talk about all people of this nationality. If we want to talk about one representative, we can't say a French. No, we say a Frenchman, an Englishwoman, an Englishman, a Frenchwoman. We use there with the ending ese. So there's nationalities which have this ending. So we can say the Japanese, meaning the whole group of people, well, who have this nationality. But we can use the same word as a noun referring to just one person, a Japanese. One. The Swiss goes two ways also. So we can say the Swiss as a group of people, so all Swiss people, and we can say a Swiss as one representative. The word doesn't change. We don't need to add anything. For others, we do not need to use the. We simply add the ending s. So one Italian, Italians. One Russian, Russians. That's it about the definite article for today. However, there is one more issue. Names with and without the definite article. But I won't squeeze this issue into, it will be too much. So if you want me to create a separate video devoted to this topic, names with the and without it, then write a comment. I'll consider it. Anyway, now we're going to talk about cases when we are not supposed to use any articles. Not the definite article, not the indefinite article. So no article. When do we skip articles? There are several cases. First of all, when we deal with plural countable nouns in general. So people. People in Russia, very nice. Not all of them. Yellow dresses, for example. Yellow dresses are not for me. Newspapers. Do you read newspapers often? Also, we use no articles when we talk about breakfast, lunch, dinner, and supper, meals. So when we have breakfast, lunch, and so on. For example, let's go grab lunch, or we had dinner together. But we use the indefinite article, sorry. But we use the indefinite article when there is an adjective before this word, breakfast, lunch, dinner, supper. So we say, we had a very nice dinner. Or simply, we had dinner. But if we add nice, very nice, we say a very nice dinner. When we deal with nouns, after which we use a number, we also are not supposed to use any articles. So we simply say room 126, page 7, platform 9 3/4, question 5, size 2. For example, I have size 2. Or, I don't know, open page 7. Sometimes we do not use any articles with words like school, prison, hospital, university, college, and church. And we usually do it when we think about these places as a general idea. So we think of a general idea of these places and what they are used for. For example, I'm a pupil and I go to school every day. Or let's imagine some girl, Mary, goes to school every day. She's at school now. So we think about the general idea of this place, school, and what it is used for studying. So pupils go there to study, and that's why Mary goes to school every day. She's at school. No article is necessary. But when we talk about her mother, who does not go to school every day to study, we should say her mother has gone to this school. She is at this school now. Because we do not think about this place as a general idea and what it is used for studying. So her mother doesn't go there for studying, and that's why we say this school. The same goes for university. I am a student. I go to university every day. But if my parents decide to come across and drop in and see how it looks like, then they go to their university. Call it church. If you go to church every weekend, then you go to church. But if you're just a tourist, then you go to that church. We also say go to bed, be in bed. Set expressions, we need to remember them. Just memorize them. Go to bed, be in bed. I'm in bed. Go to work, be at work, start work, finish work. Actually, this is quite clear because work is uncountable, but even though we think about our work, the exact work, still we need to say go to work and so on without any article. That's a rule. Go home, come home, arrive home, get home, be at home. Also, no article is necessary. Go to sea and be at sea on a voyage. Let's take a look at a couple of examples here. Harry is a sailor. He's at sea now. He's on a voyage. But my mom is terrified of swimming in the sea. When we think about the sea in general, then this sea. So, she's terrified of swimming in the sea. Or I would like to move closer to the sea. Why not? So anyway, that's it. Today we talked about cases when we are supposed to use the definite article there, and cases when we are not supposed to use any articles at all. I hope that now you have a better understanding and some information sunk into your head. But that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to write to me, write comments, like, subscribe, continue studying English with me. Happy English and Russian practice. Bye-bye.